Okay. Now today we'll start the test of hypothesis. Okay. Test of hypothesis. Okay. Before going to testing of hypothesis, just I want to explain. Okay, what is the hypothesis? Okay. Yeah, in previous classes already we discussed the sampling distribution concept. The sampling distribution concept, right? Yeah, anybody remember what is the sampling distribution concept? Yeah, here some population is there. Okay. Population. Now I want to estimate population mean, but that is not always possible. Always that is not possible. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we want to estimate population parameters. We want to estimate the population parameters. In population, you can't take each and every element and you can't measure, you can't weight that one. That is not always possible. Okay. In such cases, you can take some samples from population. Okay. I'm taking some samples S1, random sample S2, like that. We are taking some random samples, okay, S3, and so on, Sn. By using these random samples information, we are estimating the population parameter. We are estimating the population parameter. Suppose I'm taking the population is KMIT. Okay, KMIT. Now in KMIT, I want to find out what is the mean height of the student. Okay, what is the mean height of the student in KMIT? I want to measure. Okay, in such case, suppose in KMIT 20,000 students are there. I can't measure each and every student. I can't measure each and every student. In such cases, from first year I taken one random sample, from second year I taken another random sample, from third year I taken another random sample, from fourth year I taken another random samples. By using these random samples data, okay, like this one, from first random sample I can get mean x1 bar, that is denoted by x1 bar. From second random sample we can get the mean, that is x2 bar. Like this one you can get the random sample means. Random sample means. Okay. By using these information, you can estimate the population parameters, or you can say something about population. Something about the population. The mean height of student. See, by using these data, random samples data, we are telling the mean height of student is yeah 5.5 feet. Okay. See, this is a one statement. I'm telling about the population. What is this statement? This is a definite statement about population. All of you listen carefully. Yeah, this concept is important. Yeah, by using random sample data, we are telling something about population. Yeah, here, for example, I taken KMIT is a population. In KMIT, suppose 20,000 students are there. I want to estimate the mean height of the student. After taking random samples information, my statement is in KMIT, the mean height of the student is 5.5 inches. 5.5 inches. I given one statement about population. Okay, this is, see here, a definite statement about population is called hypothesis. Yeah, this definition is important. Okay, I given some statement. Now see here, I given a definite statement about population. Is all of it clear up to this part? I will tell once again, the concept is very, very important. Okay, all of you listen carefully. By using random samples information or data, we are telling something about population. Here in this example, my statement is the mean height of the student in KMIT. Okay, in KMIT is 5.5 inches. I given some statement, but we have to accept or reject this statement. This statement is called hypothesis. Hypothesis means what? A definite statement about a population. A definite statement about a population. Is all of it clear? A definite statement about population is called hypothesis. Now we have to accept or reject this hypothesis or this statement. Okay, we'll use the concept. The concept is called testing of hypothesis. We are testing that statement. After testing, finally, we have to accept or reject the statement. Yeah, this is the overall picture of testing of hypothesis. Yeah, I hope all of you understood. Is it clear? Yes, hypothesis means a definite statement about a population. A definite statement about a population. Okay. So still anybody have doubt? We'll take one more example. Yeah, the concept is important. Okay. I hope all of you understood that one. Right? Still you have anybody have doubt? We'll discuss. Okay. Now all of you see the actual topic is testing of hypothesis or test of hypothesis. Yeah, once all of you read this one, there are many problems in which rather than estimate a value of a parameter. Parameter means population measurements. Random sample measurements are called statistic. Already we discussed this terminology. The population measurements are called parameters. Random sample measurements are called statistic. Okay. We must decide whether a statement concerning a parameter. See here, all of you see this statement. We must decide whether a statement concerning a parameter is true or false, or we have to accept or reject. See, just now given one example. By using random samples data, I given one statement. My statement is the mean height of the student in KMIT is 5.5 inches. Okay, we have to accept or reject, or this statement is true or false. Okay, how to decide this one? Okay, by using the testing of hypothesis concept. Okay, by using the testing of hypothesis concept. As for simply, hypothesis means a definite statement about a population. A definite statement about population. See, that is, we must test a hypothesis about, see, hypothesis, a statement about population parameter. That's clear? That's why if you want, just note down hypothesis definition. That's why all of you note down, better to note down. Hypothesis means a definite statement about a population. Okay, there are two types of hypotheses. There are two types of hypotheses. null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis. Yes, okay. Yeah, all of you see the null hypothesis definition. Null hypothesis. It is a hypothesis. It is the hypothesis which is tested, for possible rejection, under the assumption that is true. Under the assumption that is true. It is denoted by H naught. As per today's class is very, very important. All of you listen carefully. If you understood this one, easily can do the problems. Yeah, from this topic, definitely can get one LAQ question. Yeah, all of you see the definition, null hypothesis. It is the hypothesis which is tested for possible rejection under the assumption that is true. Yeah, simple definition. Under the assumption that is true. Under the assumption that is true. And that is denoted by capital H suffix 0. Okay, H naught. That is denoted by H naught. Yeah, see here. We'll discuss. Yeah, what is my statement here? Just now I discussed one example. Okay, the mean height of the students in KMIT is this is my statement, right? We are testing this statement. In this case, the null hypothesis is we assume this is true. We assume that is true. Now we can test that one. Initially, what we are doing, whatever the given statement, we assume that statement is true. Under the assumption, the statement is true. Okay, see that is null hypothesis. Under the assumption that is true. Initially, we are assuming the statement, whatever the given statement, that is true. Okay, that is denoted by H naught. Now, alternative hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis means this is simply against to the null hypothesis. Yeah, in this case, I will give notations. Here, what is my statement? My statement is the mean height of the student in KMIT is 5.5 inches. That means the notation for that one is H naught is equals to population mean is equals to 5.5. Yeah, this is the notation. You all have to listen carefully. Okay. The statement, the null hypothesis, we are assuming that is true. Okay. That means the population mean. What is the mu? Population mean. Okay. This is estimated mean, that is denoted by mu naught. How you got it? By using the random samples data. By using this data, we got this one. Okay, we are assuming this is estimated. Okay, this value is estimated value. Okay, what we are assuming, the actual population mean is equals to estimated population mean. Both are equal. That is the actual statement. Always H naught is denoted by like this. H naught is equals to mu is equals to mu naught. That means this is the estimated parameter. Okay. This is the actual parameter. What we are assuming, the estimated parameter is equals to actual population parameter. Okay. Under the assumption, we are assuming that is true. That is true. Is all of you clear? The notation here, H naught is actual population parameter, mu is equals to mu naught. Okay. Just a minute. H naught is equals to mu is equals to mu naught. This is the general notation. Okay. Now alternative hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis means against to the null hypothesis. Anyone guess what is the against to this one? See, alternative hypothesis is denoted by H1 or HA, H suffix A, alternative hypothesis. Yeah, anyone guess what are the possibilities here? Yeah, this is the actual population mean and this is the estimated population mean. Against to the this statement, against to the that one. Okay, that may not be equal now. You all of you agree? Estimated population parameter is not equals to actual population parameter, or actual population parameter is greater than estimated, right? And mu is less than mu naught also. See, against to the that one. These are the possibilities, right? Simply, yeah, just against to the that one. Depending on the data, we can assume. Yeah, the alternative hypothesis is against to the null hypothesis. See here, it is the hypothesis other than the null hypothesis. It is denoted by H1 or H suffix A. You can use any notation, either this one or this one. This is a very, very interesting concept. All of you listen carefully. If understood that one, easily can do the problems. And so once anyone confirm up to this is clear or not? Yeah, what is the hypothesis? What is a null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis? Then only can go to further. If you have any doubts, we'll discuss now. Yeah, we discussed three definitions as null hypothesis, types of hypothesis, null hypothesis, and alternative hypothesis. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this one. Yeah, alternative hypothesis is simply against to this one. Other than this one. Other than this one means what are the possibilities? Mu is not equals to mu naught. This is the one possibility. Other than this one or not. Other than alternative hypothesis. This is the one possibility. Or another one is this one. Actual population parameter is greater than estimated. This is one possibility. And another one is actual population parameter mu is less than mu naught. See here, just now we discussed one example. Same example I can take, you can understand that one. Alternative hypothesis, that is what you are taken H naught. Just now we discussed height of the student in KMIT. Mu is equals to 5.5, right? Against to this statement. Okay, that means first case is mu is not equals to 5.5. What are the value? And what is another one? Mu may be greater than this one, 5.5 inches. Or one more possibility is there. Mu is less than 5.5. Just against to this one. How to take this one not equals to or greater than or less than, depending on the given data, we can choose any one of this one. But alternate null hypothesis is always like this only. This is the standard thing. Okay, under the assumption, we are assuming the statement is true. Initially, we are assuming the statement is true. For that, the notation is this one. H naught is actual population parameter is equals to estimated population parameter. Against to that one. When you're writing alternative hypothesis, any one of these three you can take, not all. Either you can take this one or this one or this one. That is depending on data. Only one you can take alternative hypothesis that is not equals to or less than any one. Only one you can take when you are writing alternative hypothesis. As for clear? Just against to the this one is only three possibilities are there. When you are writing, you can take only one out of these three. Now clear? Yeah, Anil, clear this one? Against to the null hypothesis, we have three possibilities are there. When you're writing the alternative hypothesis, you can take only one. In three possibilities, you can take only one. Yeah, that is the alternative hypothesis. Yeah, see here, once all of you go to the statement, test of hypothesis is a procedure. All of you see here, test of hypothesis is a procedure to decide whether to accept or reject the null hypothesis. See here, initially we assume null hypothesis true. Okay, initially, after testing of hypothesis is a procedure to decide whether to accept or reject the null hypothesis. Okay, when null hypothesis is accepted, the result is said to be significant. And when it is rejected, the result is said to be insignificant. As for this, see about, okay, this one just we have to know the terminology in statistics. Yeah, after that, this is a main very important definition: type 1 error and type 2 error. In exam, so many times they asked define type 1 and type 2 errors. Define type 1 and type 2 errors. 3 marks question or 2 marks question. 3 marks question or 2 marks question. Okay. Yeah, once all of you see the definition, to accept or reject the null hypothesis, okay, always give raise to some error or risk. There are two types of errors in testing of hypothesis. Okay, there are two types of errors in testing of hypothesis. Okay, one is type 1 error and second one is type 2 error. Type 2 error. Yeah, type 1 error is, see, it involves rejection of null hypothesis when it is true. All of you listen carefully. Type 1 error or type error 1. It involves rejection of null hypothesis when it is true. When it is true. Okay. Simply H naught is true, but we are rejecting. And see the type 2 error. Type 2 error. It involves acceptance of null hypothesis. Acceptance of null hypothesis when it is false. When it is false. Okay, null hypothesis we can accept when it is false. Okay, when it is false. Yeah, see here one more thing. The probability of type 1 error, rejection of H naught when it is true. Rejection of H naught when it is true means that is type 1 error or not. Okay, type 1 error. Probability of type 1 error is called level of significance that is denoted by alpha. Okay, level of significance that is denoted by alpha. Okay, probability of type 2 error that is denoted by beta. That is denoted by beta. So simply remember these definitions. Type 1 error means reject the H naught when it is true. What is the H naught? That is a null hypothesis. Okay, reject the null hypothesis when it is true. And type 2 error means accept the null hypothesis when it is false. When it is false. Yeah, in these two errors, type 1 error is the most important. That's why always we'll take the level of significance. You can neglect that one beta. When you're doing the problems and normal distribution table also, we taken Z alpha or Z alpha by 2. Okay, because in these two, type 1 error is most important. Type 1 error is most important. Okay, at the end of the class, I will give one real life example on this one. Okay, yeah, all of us see here the level of significance. The probability of type 1 error is called level of significance. Simply already explained that one, that is denoted by alpha. See, the level of significance is denoted by type 1, sorry, alpha. Probability of type 1 error is called level of significance. It is denoted by alpha. In general, you can take the level of significance is 5% or 1%. 5% or 1%. Okay, 5% means alpha value is 0.05. 1% means alpha value is 0.01. 0.01. Okay. Yeah. See here. The significance alpha is 5% means these are 5 chances in. Yeah. Very good. Alpha by 2 means 0.025. Yes, my very good. Okay. Just remember the definitions. Okay. And critical region. Yeah, I'll have to see this definition. Critical region. Okay. The area under probability curve is divided into two regions. The area under probability curve is divided into two regions. Okay. The region of rejection. The region of rejection where H naught null hypothesis is rejected. Okay. Is rejected. The region. Okay. Region of acceptance. Region of acceptance. Okay, where null hypothesis is accepted. Okay, the critical region is, I'll have to see this definition. The critical region is of null hypothesis. The region of rejection of null hypothesis. The area is called critical region and that equals to level of significance alpha. Okay, I think you are not understood that point. I will give one graph, it easily can understood that one. So this is the normal curve. Okay, now we know that properties. Okay, what is the area under the normal curve? Yes, by anyone. Area under the normal curve. Anyone respond in chat box? Area under the normal curve. Yeah, anyone respond in chat box? Yeah, 1, exactly. Very good, mom. Very good, excellent. Okay, what is the mean of that one? That is 100% or not? Probability 1 means, probability 1 means, okay, that is equals to 100%. 100%. Okay, just now given one example. Yeah, I'll have to see here. What is my statement? The mean height of the student in KMIT is 5.5. Okay, that statement may be 95% right. Okay, that statement. I'll have to see that statement. I given one statement about population. My statement is the mean height of the student in KMIT is 5.5 inches. That is 95% you can accept. See, total area under the curve is 1. Okay, 95% means, see, this area is 95% or 0.95. And this area we are accepting 95%, we are accepting that statement. That statement is the mean height of the students in KMIT is 5.5. Okay, and 5% we are rejecting. This is the rejection area. Okay, we are rejecting 5%, this one. Okay, we are rejecting null hypothesis, the rejection of region. This is called critical region. See here, critical region is the region of rejection of null hypothesis. All of you see that one. Now you can compare. The region of rejection of null hypothesis. The area is called critical region. This area is called critical region. Where you are rejecting, how much percentage, how much area we are rejecting the statement. That is called critical region. This is denoted by alpha. That is denoted by alpha. That is also called level of significance. Is that clear? The region of rejection of null hypothesis is called critical region. Okay. Yeah. Now all of you see the next definition. Just a minute. A simple hypothesis. A simple hypothesis is a statistical hypothesis which is completely specifies a parameter. Okay, that is a simple hypothesis now. Just I given one statement like that. Okay, null hypothesis is always a simple hypothesis. Just once all of you go to that one. Okay, null hypothesis is always a simple hypothesis. Okay, and stated as an equality specifying exact value of the parameter. That means already I explained that one. Always we have to take null hypothesis. H naught is actual parameter is equals to estimated parameter. This is a general notation of null hypothesis. Always we assume like this only. Okay, estimated parameter is equals to actual parameter, actual population parameter. Yeah, all of you see these are the example. Okay, H naught null hypothesis. Mu is equals to mu naught. Always we'll use this notation. That means estimated population parameter is equals to actual population parameter. Population mean is equals to specified constant. That means estimated. Specified means estimated constant. Okay. Yeah, no need to worry about this part. Yeah, composite hypothesis. Yeah, the next definition is composite hypothesis. Composite hypothesis is stated in terms of several possible values. several possible values, that is by an inequality. Just now I explained H naught is mu is equals to mu naught. Against to that one are several possibilities, several possible values. What are the against to this one? H1 is equals to RHA. What are the possibilities against to this one? One is mu is not equals to mu naught, and next one is mu is greater than mu naught, and next one is mu is less than mu naught. These are the possibilities. In these possibilities, you can take only one notation, depending on the given data. Okay, depending on the given data. See here, alternative hypothesis is a composite hypothesis involving the statements. Yeah, this is the example. Already explained that one. H1 may be this one, or this one, or this one. Any one of the notation that can follows against the null hypothesis. Okay. Yeah, one tail test and two tail test. Okay. See, simply I will explain one tail test. What is a one tail test and two tail test? Just now we discussed the critical region, right? Now, what is the critical region? The region of rejection of null hypothesis. Region of rejection of null hypothesis. Okay. Yeah, we are accepting 95%. 5% we are rejecting. Okay. The rejection area is left side. Okay. Or completely left side or right side. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah, this is a rejection area. Okay. That is either this one or this one. In these two cases, that is called one-tailed test. See here, this is the tail. Okay, one-tailed test. One-tailed. This is the one-tailed test. Okay, one-tailed test. Sometimes the region of rejection is divided into two parts, like this one. Okay, this is 95%. For remaining 5% is divided into two parts. This is 2.5% and 2.5%. Okay, in this case, the tail test is called two-tail test. See here, the region of rejection, the critical region is divided into two parts. Two-tailed test. Two-tailed test. This is about the geometrical thing. Now, come to the notations. Depending on alternative hypothesis, you can decide the tail test is one-tail test or two-tail test. See here, all of you listen carefully. This is also important. Okay. Alternative hypothesis is either greater than or less than type. See here, in these two cases, you can say that one-tailed test. Okay, one-tailed test. That is not equals to type is there. H naught. H naught is not equals to type. That means two possibilities are there. In this case, what are the possibilities? Mu may be greater than mu naught, or mu may be less than mu naught. Two possibilities are there. That's why in this case, the tailed test is two-tailed test. Two-tailed test. Okay, see the notations. Depending on the alternative hypothesis, you can decide the tail test is one-tail test or two-tail test. Okay, the alternative hypothesis is either greater than or less than or equal to type. The tail test is one tail test. Alternative hypothesis is not equals to type. The tail test is two tail test. Two tail test. See that one. Okay. Yeah, once all of us see that notations. For example, alternative null hypothesis is this one. Mu is equals to mu naught. Against the null alternative hypothesis is this one. H1 may be like this one. Mu greater than mu naught, that is right tail test. Yes, now who is that guy? If you have any doubts, you can ask. We'll discuss. Please mute yourself. Okay. Or in simply remember, alternative hypothesis is either greater than or less than. The tail test is one tail test. Simply remember that notations. And that is not equal to type. Alternative hypothesis not equal to type. Then the tail test is two tail test. Okay. Here, no need to worry about the right or left. Okay. Yeah, that is one two tail test. You can take the critical region alpha is alpha by 2 because the region is divided into two things. Okay. And this is the till now we discussed the basic things we required for testing of hypothesis. Testing of hypothesis. Okay. The basic definitions we required. Okay. Once all of you see that one starting onwards. Okay. First we discussed what is the hypothesis and types of hypothesis. Types of hypothesis are two, null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Okay. After that, type 1 error and type 2 error. Type 1 error is reject the null hypothesis when it is true. Type 1 error is reject the null hypothesis when it is true. And type 2 error, accept the null hypothesis when it is false. When it is false. As I said, I will give one real life examples. In these two, which one is important? Okay, in real life examples. Yeah, all of you listen carefully. This example. Yeah, somebody got some person, some ex person, they got some pain in, okay, in chest. Some ex person got pain in chest. Okay, that person went to doctor. Okay, that person went to doctor. Okay, after visiting, doctor decided that, okay, the doctor decided that the pain because of gastric problem. The pain because of gastric problem. Okay, and they given medicines for that gastric problem. Okay, all of you listen the real life example. Okay, you can understood what is the type 1 error. You can understood. Okay, the pain is really gastric problem. Okay, the doctor given for right treatment. There is no error here. There is no error. Suppose the pain is actually because of that that is heart stroke. but doctor consider the pain is gastric problem. They given medicines for gastric problem. Yeah, see here. Actually, the pain occurs due to heart attack, but doctor assumption is wrong. Okay, they given medicines for or they given treatment for gastric problem. See here, actually, the pain due to heart attack, that is true, but doctor assumption is wrong. That pain is simple pain. They given medicines or treatment for that pain. This type of error is called type 1 error. Type 1 error. Okay, type 1 error. See, the H naught is true. Actual pain is there, but doctor neglected the pain due to gastric problem. Okay, see, they didn't give a right treatment. Finally, what happened? The person lose the life or not? The person lose the life. And see, in previous one, actually, the patient assumed the pain is heart attack due to heart attack, but doctor given the right treatment. Okay, they saved the patient life. Okay, this is a real life example for type 1 error and type 2 error. See, the pain is actually heart attack problem, but doctor consider that as a gastric problem. Okay, the type of error is called type 1 error. In this one, which one is important? If actually the problem is gastric problem, doctor is given treatment for heart attack. There is no problem they are taking. But here in these two cases, which one is the risk? Yeah, this is a very important. Type 1 error is a very important. Yeah, type 1 error is important. Yeah, very good, mom. See, doctor assumed wrong. Actually, the pain is due to heart attack, but they didn't give a right treatment. Okay, they didn't give a right treatment. Finally, what happened? The patient lost his life. That's why we'll give more importance to the type 1 error. And previously in GATE exams, they asked one objective question: which one is the most important, type 1 error or type 2 error? Yeah, now I think all of you understood. Type 1 error is the most important. That's why always when you are calculating the table values, we'll take alpha only. Okay, we'll consider alpha. The probability of type 1 error is called level of significance, that is denoted by alpha. Okay. Yeah, level of significance and critical region we covered. Once all of you see that one, still you have any doubts, we'll discuss now. Yeah, what are the notations we have to use for alternate null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis? Null hypothesis is always, we have to use that notation. Mu is equals to mu naught. That means actual population parameter is equals to estimated population parameter. That is the meaning. Okay. For alternative hypothesis, you can use any one of this notation. Only one you can use. That is depending on, yeah, one tail test, two tail test. This is also important. Just remember that notations. Alternative hypothesis is not equals to type. The tail test is two tail test. Or the alternative hypothesis is either greater than or less than or equals to type. The tail test is one tail test. Now, let's move up to this. Anybody have doubts? I will discuss up to these basic definitions. Yes, if you have any doubts, we'll discuss now. Okay, no doubts. Shall I move? Shall I move to next topic? That means next. Yeah, anyone respond in chat box? Yeah, okay, fine. We'll go to next one. Yeah, see here, this is a general procedure of testing of hypothesis. Yeah, in testing of hypothesis, we have only 5 steps. Okay, you all have to see procedure of testing of hypothesis. We are testing hypothesis. The statement in this one we have only 5 steps are there. Step 1 is set up the null hypothesis. The first step is set up the null hypothesis. Okay, and the second step is set up the alternative hypothesis H1, H1 or HA. You can use any notation. And third step is depending on this one, alternative hypothesis, you can decide the tail test. Okay, tailed test you can decide. Depending on that one, you can choose the level of significance alpha and find out the Z tabular value or table value, not Z. This is general table value we have to find out. That's why no need to worry about. We will discuss clear steps. This is the general procedure for testing of hypothesis. Okay, the first step is set up the null hypothesis. Second step is set up alternative hypothesis. And third step is choose appropriate level of significance, that is alpha. Okay, and fourth step is test statistic. Yes, no. And fifth one is decision. Okay, see here in test statistic, that is depending on sample. Larger sum as who is 6y as 5 6y. As all of you mute yourself. Okay, test statistic depending on the random sample, you can use the different formulas. Okay, I will tell you one by one. Okay, this is a general procedure. All of you remember 5 steps. What is the test statistic? How to take decision? Okay, this is a general thing I explain. Now we have large sample is there, small samples are there. Okay, depending on that one, only the fourth step may be different. Okay, yeah, depending on alpha tail test, you can take the Z values, the critical values. Yeah, once all of you see, this is the overall picture of testing of hypothesis. Okay, no need to worry about. After discussing again, I will tell you. Okay, when you are testing hypothesis, testing of hypothesis, when you are discussing about mean, okay, in that case, we have two samples are there, large sample and small samples. One mean large samples, you can use Z test. One mean small samples, T test. Okay, two means large samples, Z test. Two means small samples, T test. And similarly, like that proportions. This is the overall picture of the testing of hypothesis. One by one, we'll start. Okay. Yeah, no need to worry about, just for understanding, I made it this one. Okay, one by one we'll discuss. No need to worry about that one. Yeah, okay. First, we'll start large samples. What is the time? Yeah, okay, it's time up now. Okay, tomorrow we'll start this one. Large samples, single main. I hope all of you understood up to this one. Today we covered what are the requirements for testing of hypothesis. Okay, the procedure we discussed, right? I hope all of you understood. Yeah, okay, I will share. Definitely sure. And somebody asked your internal mods. Yes, we are not supposed to share that sheet, Excel sheet. Okay, if you want to, I will show the mods. Okay, once I will share that mods sheet, you can see your mods. Just a minute. Yes, ma'am. Now I shared your internal mods sheet. Okay, now you can check your mods. These are the total mods. Okay, as many, just anyone confirm the sheet is visible or not? Yes, anyone respond in chat box? Yes, anyone confirm in chat box? The sheet is